What is up, bros, and welcome back. Today we have a pretty huge video with 15 tricks all coming from the Raleigh Major Finals where G2 and Team Empire faced off. They played across 4 maps and we got a few from each one. I'm gonna try to go over each one relatively quick and not spend too much time on them unless it's really needed, because I know you're all nuts and catch on quick. And don't worry, even with the new season, I went and tested out each and every single one of these, so yes, these all work. And I can't wait because tomorrow is the start of the next Pro League season and it's gonna get crazy, you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the first trick from this next Costco bulk size Pro League tricks.
For his squad, and he's doing great, just pushing into sight. Pengu from the west balcony gets one as well, so the roamer's not really being effective. And oh, Shepard on the perfect angle. He can deny the default plant, and he gets 4. Look at that! Pengu has to come back for the diffuser, but it's gonna be hard to retrieve with Shepard still in a great spot to hold it.
First up, we have an angle going into the common plant spot in customs, and usually this spot is played in the lobby where you can look through these small metal beams that go up and down the door into customs. By looking in between these gaps, you can get a perfect angle straight into the plant spot behind the desk, all while your face is mostly protected by the same metal beams. If you have an ACOG, you can even go all the way back into workshop for the same angle to confuse the crap out of attackers. Even when they drone it out, they're not even going to see you unless they drone the entire bottom floor.
Managed to bring Fabian back from the dead, as he'll go right back to a similar spot before rotating on in towards Fountain.
Alright, so next up we have a new take on a way to anchor, and normally when you think of anchoring, they're pretty much in sight. But trick number 2 is an anchor with shield and rotation combo that Fabian was using in the corner of main hall to delay anyone pushing from east stairs and south balcony. He left a gap in between the wall and the shield to peek in between, and it's so far back that if anyone pushes through the door on his right, that he's still safe. If pressure gets too much, then he also has this quick rotation back into Fountain that he can use to safely change anchor positions.
On trying it again and again and again, and to be fair to them, they are trying different variations of this defense every single time they're here. This time they won't be bringing the Maestro and playing by 90.
Trick number 3 is going to be a sneaky cam option to add to your arsenal here in security. Once you place the cam towards the top of the lowest shelf, you will then be able to watch anybody holding angles from the security wall into armory and even certain spots onto west balcony, depending on what windows and walls are open. You can see that once I even enter security, and this pillar is blocking the view from me, but the camera can still spot me, so really cool sneaky spot to add.
To open up from above and give rotations. This is going to be a lot of pressure now that the anchors are going to start to feel inside of kitchen. The drop down also getting opened up by the exothermic there. It's a great angle from Pengu, and it could work out in his favor. Difficult nade, but one that is certainly possible. No damage.
Alright, so we all know about the vertical angles we can open up in mining and train now to look below, but did you know that there's a crazy way to get a grenade straight into the blind spot you have behind the kitchen counters, right into the corner that defenders lay down to stay hidden? Once you open up the floor in the southeast corner of mining, you can actually bounce grenades off of the top of the reinforced wall and get it to land right on the nuts of the anchor that's going prone over here. This trick is so unexpected, and there's actually a few really cool spots around other maps that this technique works, but that's for another time. So for now, enjoy this one.
Sight quickly enough, playing on Skylight as he shouldn't have had to. Empire prevailed. I don't expect either of these teams will make the same amount of mistakes, and obviously
Trick number 5 is going to be headed upstairs to where we see this really sneaky cam in Cigar Lounge that's under the table and has a really good view of anyone pushing Cigar and from top red. You can play with the positioning a little bit to find the exact angles you like to watch, but really anywhere towards the middle or south side of the table is so well hidden that you really can't go wrong.
for the time being. Kanto still lit up, Fabian absorbing some damage too, while Karzeka's lost some, so ultimately things are decently even here.
Trick number 6 is an angle you can use to take out anchors in freezer once you take top red and Cigar control. Hopefully they don't have that last Valk cam watching you, because if you're able to get here safely, you will have this insane line of sight under the indestructible shelf into freezer. If you go further back, you will be able to see for headshots, but make sure you don't go too far back so that your legs stick out on the new balcony to get shot across from the other side.
Find them in body bags, and Joystick will. He sends Fabi into an early grave as the Lion Call comes out. Joystick can't get out of there quickly enough, and Kanto Raketti will silence him.
Next up is another Valk cam that, I don't know, maybe this one is just new to me, but for some reason I've never actually thrown one under the train here, but it blends in so well, I don't know how I've never done it before. This cam has tons of views on high traffic areas on the second floor, and it is so well hidden behind the train stairs, plus it's a similar color to the wall behind it, so obviously that makes for a great combination for Valk cam spots.
Put in there from G2, especially Pengu. Got to commend him on Bandit. Not only denied the server wall from being opened up, but he also put in a lot of work to slow down that workshop wall being opened. That was a really impactful kill there from Dan from below. Again, that though is just good knowledge of positioning. He was shooting right behind Island, a position inside of Cache, right next to the A bomb chassis. And
moving on to map number 3, we have Clubhouse, and this is just going to be a quick pre-fire spot you should start doing if you're not already. Once you clear stock and the defenders are upstairs in Cache, you can place some bullets in this corner of the rectangle that you see here on the section of the ceiling, and it'll go right to the side of the green counter and bomb that's upstairs. Lots of anchors play here, especially once you get that wall open in CCTV next to garage. The defenders will get pushed back and you'll have a good chance to get some wall bangs and get called a hacker.
We've seen teams put a Kaid in there, we've seen teams put a smoke in there, we've seen teams put mute in there.
A bomb has been located.
A Jaeger is fine. As long as there's some kind of denial on the walls that can slow down the aggressors for just a moment or two, that's all you need.
Trick number 9 is an angle from bedroom all the way to the hot tub balcony through a drone hole, and this spot is so common for attackers to build up on because lots of times there will be 2 or 3 of them opening up the wall here on the balcony just trying to get in. And when you hold an angle through this wall, a lot of times it's right in front of this drone hole, so you'll have lots of opportunities to shoot attackers' feet straight off.
All friendlies have been eliminated. We have been eliminated.
the first half going all the way, it seems.
And it's Empire's map pick too. Not that we haven't seen some missteps. Here, one committed by Uno, as it's a very quick pick. 30 seconds and an advantage in favor of Empire. And I don't know where Uno was going. Oh no. That is not somewhere that you expect Joystick to be playing. In the hallway by Kitchen, watching the doorway outside.
Alright, now getting a little bit more aggressive, we have a spawn kill spot that Joystick was using in the hall to watch attackers running towards stock from the construction spawn. The hallway is actually on a lower level than the ground outside, so when you play in the hall, you have an angle under the doorway that attackers can't see. You can play on the stairs to take out attackers approaching, or if you have a good enough shot, you can play further back in the hall like how Joystick was.
Here, well, they're bringing a Valkyrie. That's a difference. We missed the pop-up there. We were looking at perspective monitors.
It said that we have used all 36.
Next up, we have another Valkyrie camera, and this one is going to be placed in to watch the hatch plus a good sized area of the bar. This camera sticks to one side of the light bulb and it blends in so well with the sides of the light. I mean, you can see here that it is crazy hard to see. You can't really place this camera wrong, and this is one I've started to use since I saw it in the finals, and it works really, really well.
Only set of smokes.
Oh yeah.
Smokes do tend to see quite a lot of usage.
Moving over to map number 4, which will be Coastline, we're starting off with a really strong angle that can easily be used for both attackers and defenders. When defenders are defending billiards hookah, a lot of times there's an anchor playing somewhere by the couch, and there just happens to be this drone hole that really isn't used all that much but can create a crazy angle from billiards to office. If you're defending, you can also use this to watch attackers' entry into office, and it's really, really unexpected.
We have been eliminated. Friendly's victorious. Hostile.
Do that if you can cut a line in the map and say no, you can't cross here, which the pests do. That's really powerful. A lot of people will probably say, oh yeah, well what about me?
Moving downstairs, we have another really unexpected angle that Fabian was using from on top of the kitchen counter that goes through the wall, through courtyard, and straight to behind blue bar. That again has so many attackers pushing. Most times when players get to this position behind the blue bar, they're already pre-firing the stairs, and that's the exact spot you need them to be to get that easy headshot on your victim.
To see every single one of these rounds. One important thing to note is that we've seen a lot of rounds expired in time rather than the kills, which is not actually teams, especially not typical on Coastline. Now, second half, first defense for Empire. And
Trick number 14 is one of my favorites in this video and is going to be a spawn peek from main lobby that goes straight onto the pathway a lot of attackers run when they spawn in. When you stand on the counter, it actually makes you just tall enough to see the pixel gap between the top of the door and the doorway. Once you see movement, you can just straight up start pre-firing it, or you can even crouch and aim a little bit higher to get the headshot. Another reason I like this spot so much is that your head is so high up that even if the attacker's random spray pre-fire, the odds of them killing you are actually pretty small because you can just drop down right behind the bulletproof counters.
line, really, you can't go wrong. Penthouse is considered to be the least defensible sites right now in the meta. You know, look far enough back and those are different.
Trick number 15 is an incredibly simple one, but has the potential to save your life from the world's most common coastline spawn peek ever. Here we see G2 aiming just left of the ruins corner to throw their drone that instantly checks the run out, but also gets right to the balcony, so even if you don't have to deal with the spawn rush, you can quickly and efficiently start droning for you and your teammates' entry. Anyways, bro fam, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I apologize for the long wait between this upload and the last. I've been having some issues, but nothing that we can't overcome. So I'll see you all very soon in the next video. I love you all. Peace.